Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the Cricket Chat. I hope you're all well. So, this is going to be a review of the first Ashes Test match. Didn't go England's way, did it? But here I am to give my review and my honest opinion on the Test match and how I think England can improve going forward. So, England won the toss on the first day, which I think people were happy for, and Joe Root decided that we'll have a bat. So things didn't start off too well. I think I should run you through the teams first. So England was probably as expected. It was Cook, Stoneman, Vint, Root, Malan, Ali, Burstow, Woakes, Broad and Anderson. And Australia was Bancroft, Warner, Khawaja, Smith, Hanscom, Shaun Marsh, Tim Paine, Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins and Nathan Lyon. So, as I said, England won the toss and they decided to have a bat first. So obviously Alistair Cook and Mark Stoneman opened up. Things didn't get off to the best start as Alistair Cook was caught for just 2 runs. He hasn't been in good form for a while now, has he? I've noticed a few people have suggested that maybe he should call it a day, but I still think there's plenty more runs in him. And I think that he'll be the opener for at least another 2 years, possibly even 3. So Stoneman done well on his Ashes debut. He made a solid 53. The main reason why England done so well the first innings was because of Stoneman and his partnership with James Vince that we'll go on to now. So James Vince, he made a handy 83 also. He looked on course for a big score, a big 100, but unfortunately he got run out. I think it was on the verge of tee, if my memory serves me correct. So that was a big blow from England. He got run out by Nathan Lyon. A good piece of fielding, but really, I don't think there was a run there. But never mind, that was still a good start for James Vince because I know he had quite a few critics. Next comes Joe Root, the captain. I'm sure by his own admission, he didn't bat his best this match. He only made 15. And then we go on to Malan. Again, his Ashes debut. He made 56. So, the question marks over England's batting, for me, that was answered somewhat in the first innings with all 3 guys making over 50. So that's a good solid start for those guys. And then you had Moeen Ali come in. He made a brisky 38. And then you had Burstow only made 9. Woakes got a duck. Ball made 14. Jimmy Anderson chipped in with 5. And Broady made 20. So all that ended in England being 302 all out. So the wicket wasn't the classic Gabba wicket, if you like. It was quite slow, a bit too paced. I think a few of them refer to it as a new ball wicket. So I think overall, England was pretty pleased to get 300 on the board. But so that left Australia starting their first innings. So Bancroft and Warner come and opened up for Australia. And they both went fairly cheaply. I think Bancroft made about 6 and Warner made 24 or 25. So a good start for the Ball of England. Ball and Broad picking up the 2 openers. And then Usman Khawaja come in. Joe Root turned to Moeen Ali because obviously Khawaja's got a bit of a habit with getting out to spinners. He just can't play him, it seems. So Moeen Ali picked him up quite cheaply. And then come in Steve Smith, who changed the game around. By his own admission, it wasn't the most fluid of hundreds that he scored, but he did certainly change the game around for England. They just couldn't get him out. They tried all the plans. Joe Root come out with some extraordinary fields, but unfortunately, Steve Smith just proved how well of a batsman he is. He is world class, and he just negated all of England's tactics, what they had. I thought that England didn't make him play enough. He obviously leaves off outside the off stump incredibly well, but I don't think England challenged him enough. They did bowl exceptionally well to him, though, to stifle him. But I think with Steve Smith, you've got to attack the stumps and try and make him play a full shot, which is obviously a lot harder said than done, given the fact that he's the best batsman in the world. But anyway, I'm getting carried away a bit here. Sorry about that, the old phone's going off. But yeah, he made 141 not out, which, as I said, changed the game. And then you had Shaun Marsh and Peter Handscomb back him up to a degree. Peter Handscomb made 14 and Shaun Marsh chipped in with a half century. Then you had Mitchell Starc. It was extraordinary. His first ball, I believe, he just biffed Stuart Broad right back over his head for 6. And the next ball he was out, caught and bowled. And then you had Cummins. Now Cummins is the one that frustrated England, that mainly helped Smith get England score above. Yeah, they didn't bowl well to Cummins at all. I know there was in the UK, we got BT Sport covering it, and Boycott, he seemed to go on about the fact that they didn't bowl Broad and Anderson, but I think they was done quite a long spell before that, especially Broady, so you can't really have a go at them too much for that, because on paper, Ball and Wokes should really be dispatching Cummins and not letting him build a partnership like he did with Steve Smith. Josh Hazlewood followed, he only made 6, and then Nathan Lyon made 9, which ended up giving Australia a lead of 24, I think it was. So England back into bat. And it didn't go too well for them, I'm afraid to say, because Alistair Cook again fell cheaply for 7. Mark Stoneman made it 27. Then James Vince come in, he made 2. Joe Root, he couldn't quite do the captain's innings that Steve Smith done. He only made 51. Darwin Milan, 4. And then the controversy, if you like, Moeen Ali. He was looking really good. He played some good shots. He dispatched Nathan Lyon over long on for a big 6, and then he charged him and he got stumped. But I believe it was the line just got repainted or something like that. And it went up to the third umpire, and there was a lot of debate, and was some of his foot behind the line? Was he on the line? It was a very hard one to judge, but normally in these situations, the benefit goes to the batsman. But unfortunately for England anyway, the third umpire decided that he would give that out, so that left Johnny Bairstow to bat with a tail again, and it just got blown away. There's no other words for it. Stuart Broad made 2, Jake Ball made 1, and I think Jimmy Anderson finished 0 after 5 balls. So all of that, it meant Australia needed just 173 to win. And it was like Steve Smith said to David Warner that just play like it's a 2020 game, because to me he wanted it to win on the night of day 4. Yeah, so they knocked him off pretty comfortably. Steve Smith obviously backed these both to do it to seal the 10 wicket win, and Cameron Bancroft made 82 and David Warner made 87. So altogether England lost by 10 wickets, which is disappointing given the fact that they was in the game for the first 4.5 days really. It was only, as I said before, the partnership between Steve Smith and Pat Cummins, more notably, that got Australia a lead. I wouldn't say the lead was a problem. I would just say that it was the worst time to bat, just after tea with an hour to go, with the light fading, and you had the likes of Mitchell Starc, Cummins, Josh Hazlewood, who'd done the damage actually. So overall, fairly disappointing for England. They sort of threw the test match away, if you like. Notably, the people that come in the team, they was the ones that done well actually. It was more of the experienced guys, the likes of Alistair Cook of this world and Johnny Bairstows, that let them down a bit with the bat. But so moving on to Adelaide now, which is the day-night test match, which starts on Friday night our time, Saturday morning. Will I go with the same team? I'm not sure I would. I think that they've rushed Jake Ball back from his ankle injury. He didn't look at his top pace. He didn't look very fit to me. Question marks over Jimmy Anderson, but he bowled quite a lot, so I wouldn't be too worried about him. Moeen Ali, he's got a split finger. So could this be the opportunity for Mason Crane to come in? Would England gamble and throw the young leggy in to make his Test match debut? Who knows? Also, there's rumblings that Ben Stokes could be back for the third Test in Perth. We're waiting, obviously, on the police investigations to finish and see if he's going to be able to play a part in the series. The other player that England might have back soon is Mark Wood. He's playing a 3-day game for the Lions at the moment, so we'll have to hopefully see if he can regain his fitness first and foremost, and then hopefully he can come into the team. Anyway, the other change I would make, is moving Burstow up the order above Moeen Ali. Not for anything other than Burstow, who's a good player, and I think he'll benefit with having more time at the crease, and he'll be able to score plenty of runs, because for me he's the third best batsman in the team. Anyway, that's my review on the first Test. Overall, very poor from England, and they've got lots of improvements to make come Saturday morning. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video also and subscribe. I'll put my social media down below if you want to give me a follow. That would be much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you in a few days' time.